Hello, hello. Hello, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Can I get a audio check? Can you guys hear me without any issue or no? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. All right. Welcome, guys, to the post-match press conference live stream. It is Pedro Romero back again with another appearance in doing this. So right now we're waiting for the teams to arrive um, from the finish of the first match. XLG and Paper Rex. Paper Rex came out of this victorious, so they'll be the second team that will be doing the press conference. XLG as a losing team, they will be first. That is why I have the template for their name first and foremost. And so as you guys can also see um, within the text or on the screen, we will have a um, the press conferences will begin in around 15 minutes. And not only that, I will do one-on-one interviews for today, of which for this match is Davai and Foya. Hoboya is the head coach of XLG. Davai, of course, you already know who he is. Player for Paper X, reigning world champion from their Masters Toronto victory. So I will be having them here, in the broadcast, and you guys will also be able to listen to what he has to say about the match and everything else surrounding Paper X's form thus far in this Champions tournament. So for the fans, for the viewers who are just now tuning in, um, if you got any questions you want me to ask to either Huvoya or Davai, please do so right now. That way, if it's good, I'll ask a question on your behalf. So right now, we're just waiting on the press conference to begin. And of course, I'm trying to keep up with any updates that may arise within my official channels. So let me just update one of the texts right here. Hold on.
going to start with some questions on the call. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. So first question goes to Hupu Baishi.
The interview. No sound.
Hupu?
So.
Oh, hey guys. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
好 ，OK，这里是虎扑电竞，然后很遗憾没能拿下今天比赛的胜利。然后问题给到 Raga，多伦多大师赛的时候，你说过自己还不是很适应国际赛的舞台。那通过今天的比赛以及之前石油杯的经历，有克服到这种问题吗？目前？
This question goes to Raga. So you mentioned before in Masters Toronto that you haven't adapted to the international stages, but do you think you have overcome some of the issues through today's stage and also your experience from EWC?
I feel like we're playing versus PaperX, it's like different team level. To be honest, they have a lot of experience and
Well, it looks like the feed went out from their point of view. I can't, I have nothing to say about that, which is unfortunate. I'm sure that they're working on improving or more so correcting the mistake. So please, hang tight and bear with us.
Okay, we are back. Next question is Sierra. You got the next question.
Thank you. Hi, Sierra Azobi, freelance esports commentator. My question goes over to, I guess I can go to No Man. We had a pretty significant composition switch on Sunset from the double smokes to the double duelist with you going from Deadlock to Neon and looked pretty comfortable despite the loss on the roll. So I was just curious, what were some of the reasons behind the change and how do you feel like you're settling into this new style?
Yeah, I think it was majority a stylistic change rather than just changing agents. We wanted to kind of up the tempo a bit, and of course, I'm comfortable on a lot of these duelist agents, so it wasn't too dissimilar. Trying to play Neon with this team, so I think it was just stylistic. We wanted to try something new and up the tempo.
Perfect. Thank you. Good luck in your next match.
Thank you. Next question goes to Miguel. To Miguel?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Miguel Soriano from Sons of KS. First of all, I'm sorry about the result today. My question would be for Coach Yoba. You guys showed a great form at the beginning of the match. Were head-to-head on that bind, even though it was one of Paper Rex strongest maps as well. The strong skills, the aim, the rotations, everything is in place. But what do you think is the soft skill that you need to improve in order to go into your next match?
I think it's first of all, thank you for your question, and I think we are lacking a little bit of communication at some crucial moments because, like you can see, for example, on Sunset when we play post plant, we have 4 guys on site, and we just forget simply Oman can flank and TP. Then he just kills all 4 guys. Even that round when Forsaken is going to play retake 1v4, he kills everyone. Still, he didn't manage to win the round, but he died. But he also took all of our 4 players who die, and we lose some economy. So I think like the main problem is like most of the time it's communication, and sometimes it's like individual skill decisions because of experience lack, and also because we didn't use yet to play against that reactive teams on stage yet.
Okay, thank you. Good luck for your next match.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Elon.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Nerdscast or Alon, a freelance esports commentator and journalist. Again, commiserations on the loss. This question also goes to Havoya. It's more about, you just talked about how communications, kind of follow up actually, because I was going to ask about what were your guys' thoughts on your timeouts and what was your goal in trying to reset your team?
Usually I use my timeouts to point out some like major mistakes and do some calls, but this time this is not like something else. It's like the same pause as usual, but I just ask my team to first of all play together, secondly hear each other, and thirdly shoot heads. And that round when we play pistol round on Sunset, when we were defense, we got 3 guys flank, and this is the perfect example of how we didn't hear each other when everyone is screaming our solo player to defuse and he is not reacting fast enough. So that milliseconds worth us pistol round and next round since we have eco. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Adli Alian.
Hi. This question is for Coach Voya. First of all, I'm sorry for the loss. So in Bind, you've gone back to your normal compositions with the race, but earlier during the VCTCN playoffs, you did try a different composition, this time with the single duelist from the Waylay. In your opinion, what do you think works and what do you think doesn't, compared to those two compositions? And do you think Waylay would have been a bit more comfortable in this case?
Thank you for your question. For me, it's always the same answer for that kind of question is like, I try to make all of the players comfortable with the role. And in case of swapping duelists from Waylay to Race.
Well, guys, I'm being moved to another room to do the interview with, I presume to be Devi. So it looks like I'm just gonna have to work it like this. Massive apologies to everyone that were trying to listen into the XLG press conference. Yeah, device here. So let me just change the thing. All right. Hello. Hello, Devi. Could you hear me?
Hello. Yep, I can hear you.
All right, perfect. All right, first off, thank you so much for giving me another opportunity for this interview, and of course, congrats on the victory, man. All right, I'm gonna do the interview right now. All right. Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT VALORANT Champions Paris 2025. My guest at this time is Devi of Rex, following their match against XLG, where they came out victorious in their opening match of said tournament run, and of course moving on to the next round in the group stage, and of course. And Devi, massive congrats on starting off on the right foot. Job well done. First and foremost, I gotta give you the obvious opener. How you feeling?
I mean, feels good. Like being able to win the opening matches is always a nice confidence boost, for me and the rest of the boys.
Yeah, and I'm sure like there was that pressure or some sort of just having to start off with a victory and not have to like put yourselves in a hole at this point of the tournament. And so with that said, looking at the opponent that you had at your or that you were looking at first and foremost, what was the preparation like? What did you kind of see in XLG that you felt might have been difficult to counter?
I think when it comes to the Chinese team, they are always unpredictable, I would say. in terms of the play style because I think most of the Chinese team kind of play similar to us, where they like to make a play, and they have a very good aimers as well, such as like Rarga and Happy Way. So I think coming to this matchup, the preparation would be being able to match their firepower, I guess, since there's always been, like I mentioned, some of the Chinese team play style. So I mean, the pressure is obviously on us coming as the Toronto champion and also stage two. Like I think everyone expects us to win easily, but it's not always gonna go your way sometimes, you know. So being able to close out 2-0 definitely helps us in terms of confidence, I would say.
XLG busted out the bind for the first time, or more so the second time in a few weeks after not really kind of been using it for the entire year, and obviously with consideration with like what's been going on in the map pool and the like. Did that surprise you in any way when it came to them going for that map?
Not really. When I watched their VODs, I knew their bind is also kind of good. So I think it makes sense for them to pick Bind since that's one of their best map, I would say. If looking at the votes, like they played very comfortable in their previous matchup in the in China, you know. So yeah, doesn't really surprise me. So I think it makes sense.
I mean, for the duration of the matchup, it felt like you guys were very energetic, very like standing up on the chairs. I remember like after Forsaken pulled off like 4K play on Sunset, he kind of like stood up and shouted some words over to the XOG guys. Who what talk to me about what that environment was like, just having to like go through the comms and seeing the energy and just have that vibe of like being ready right now.
At that round, when Ilya cancelled the trip from with the shock darts, and Jason managed to flank them, and when we checked the beam in, he didn't see anyone watching him, so I kind of knew that he's gonna get the highlight because the Cypher is the last guy in beam in, and he was checking the camera, and I was like, oh, he's gonna get like a lot of kills since the smoke also kind of like aspiring. So yeah, I'm just there to watch the show. You know, I'm just enjoying my popcorn and enjoying my boy doing the plays. You know.
In a lot of ways, you might have like the best seat in the entire house when it comes to watching paper. It's just being a more supportive player and just seeing the rest of the guys do their
Yeah,
thing. And
if my boys are like hitting those kind of shots, and you basically just do nothing. You know, just heal them, all for them, rest them. Like they're gonna clean up for you. You know. So yeah, it's nice to see like some of my boys hitting insane shot. Like yeah, it's a pleasure.
for sure, still sticking on to Sunset, we saw you play the Sage once again in that map. Kind of feels like, whenever you guys play Sunset, you're going to be on that agent more specifically compared to other maps where you kind of might go to different direction, maybe like a Vise or a Viper. What makes you effective on the Sage in Sunset specifically?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think it just suits us in terms of like the com. Like when it comes to Sunset, it just flow whenever we run this com. Especially since we have Viper, so I guess you can delay with the wall with the molly. So it kinda don't really need like another heavy sentinel. You know, Stage is kind of like half sentinel, I would say, since there's no trip and stuff. But her ability is very good in term of our playstyle, since we like to play in a chaotic way. So yeah, I don't know, it just suits us.
And of course, hopefully this form will continue well into the rest of this competition. And so, looking into how this team has been performing in this competition, I kind of don't really want to focus on like what you guys want to face tomorrow or the next match, and like either whether it is Sentinels or Giant X, but more so just looking at the approach in general for this competition. Obviously, you guys are the reigning world champions, so like the title's on you. It's up to you guys to defend it. Then again, EDG is the world champion, so it's kind of hard to differentiate. But nevertheless, what makes this approach different compared to past international events in which you guys try to be the hunter instead of the hunted? Or has there been any difference in that regard?
I think probably we gonna bring the confidence from Toronto into the game, but also at the same time not to be overconfident. Like find the right balance going to champ this time since we fluked the last champ, and we don't really wanna mess up again this time since everyone is playing very well, and you don't really wanna like look down the opponents as well. So yeah, I think it's a matter of time where you find the right balance of those, and it's not easy because sometimes you kind of have a mindset where you think like, oh, like, or maybe it's gonna be easy game. Sometimes it just happen, but it's important to keep in check with your mental state, I would say, so that you don't really like kind of like being full of yourself or something. Like if there's any. So yeah, I think just try to do what we do in Toronto, like game by game, like slowly but surely. Like if it's gonna happen, it will happen.
Say for Fnatic in 2023 when they won lock-in and then followed that up with Tokyo, no other team has been able to repeat international success, whether it is like going from Masters to Masters or Masters to Champions and, so on and so forth. Are you confident that this will be the, the different, this will be a different situation with your team's current form this time around in Champions?
I wouldn't be able to answer that, but what I can say for sure is our mm, like of situation right now. I would say much better than last year. I would say like not because of Toronto whatsoever, but I think this year we get a lot smarter than previous years. Like we play not so gamble, I guess, and we try to take main advantage seriously. So I think that's what is lacking in the past. So I mean, if we gonna say we gonna take the trophy again this time, I mean, I would love to. I mean, the boys also would love to, but to be super confident about it, like I don't think so. Like I said, it's game by game.
One more question I want to squeeze in before I wrap this one up. You mentioned about back in Tokyo, your goal was to find fishing gear, and hopefully you're able to attain that. What's your goal for Paris? Do you feel like it's going to be also fishing for more fishing gear or whatever or something like that besides winning the Champions Trophy?
Nah, no more fishing stuff, and because when I came back from Tokyo, my luggage was about to explode already. So maybe just sightseeing, I guess, in Paris. And I heard that some of the food is very good. So just sightseeing, take a photo of take a photo with Eiffel Tower. I think that's a must. Like basically, the next time I just take a look at my gallery, at least I know that I've been to Paris. So yeah, I think much.
Massive consumer divide, taking the entire environment. So job well done on that. Job well done on this match, and job well done also for this interview you gave me, Divide. Really do appreciate it. Thank you very much,
you.
and best of luck.
for
I'll see
having-
you for future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, guys. This is Pedro. You just get into an interview with Divide. Now I'm going to go in with Hovoya right now. So, yes, I'm going to start off with Hovoya of XLG, the head coach. I'm just taking away the window just for them to get set up. Of course, you'll be able to find all of these interviews in the channel once I upload them after the live stream. So please bear that in mind. Okay, hello. Hello, Kavoya. Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you just fine. Okay, I'm gonna get started with the interview right now. I'm gonna do it very quickly, okay?
Okay. Take it.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the intro. Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering Valorant Champions 2025 in Paris, France. My guest at this time is Voya of XLG, coming off of their opening match against Paper Rex, in which they came out losing 2-0, but thus still having another chance to bounce back in the later parts of their run. And so, Voya, thank you so much for the opportunity for this interview. Really do appreciate it. And of course, commiserations on this series loss, a tough way to go down. First and foremost, I want to ask you the obvious opener. How are you feeling? What's going through your mind?
I think obviously I'm a little bit sad because I thought at least we could win one map. At least I was sure from the start of the day when I wake up, I had a good feeling that match should be a banger. It should be like really a fire match. Unfortunately, we couldn't show up our real ability in the server, and we managed to lose. But it's okay. We take it as an experience, and I hope we have enough time to do some VOD review and fix our like major mistakes for the upcoming matches. Thank you.
I mean, for sure. I mean, you guys clearly had a plan in place when you guys opted for buying, and had that comms change as well in line or in consideration with the opponent you had at your hands for today. First and foremost, I mean, you kind of already mentioned or answered a few questions behind going for that buying map in the map pool, but I want to ask you for this occasion, what gave you the feeling that like choosing 4-bind gave you like an edge for this opening part of the series against Paper Rex?
Sorry, ask again.
Yeah, what did you feel gave you the edge when it came to choosing bind in comparison to other maps?
I would say, first of all, beside that, Bind is one of the best maps from PaperX. Of course, this team level is like, I would say PaperX doesn't have like a weak map at all. They have like Abyss and Icebox, but Abyss they ban and Icebox is out of the pool. But in terms of Bind, we don't rely on enemy comfort pick. We rely on our comfort pick, and I think Bind that we have is actually really good. We just lost a couple ecos. Because of those couple ecos, we lost economy, and then we didn't farm enough orbs to secure some old rounds. And I hope it could be another scenario on Bind because, when you're losing eco, you actually don't deserve to win the map. And you can see result on the stream that we didn't win. So that's just our punishment, and we take it.
Yeah, like everything kind of stayed equal or even for the first half of Bind, and then once you guys went over into defense side, that's when they pulled away and came away with the victory on that part. Going on to onto the defense side, in light of what you've been saying about how the team performed there, what do you think made it difficult for you guys to play well on that side from your point of view?
I think there is a big problem with adaptation because you can clearly see the path of their executes. For example, when they run A, something likes to flood like triple with the flash. Still, we have some people who is looking at the smoke right in front of you and dying to the flash that comes out of the smoke. And like these things, when you cannot adapt to the enemies, when they run the same thing, I think it's crucial for us and for anyone who plays Valorant. And it's okay, we're a team of rookies, and I hope they will get some experience from that. No matter what's going to happen with future with us in this roster. And so yeah, the main problem is adaptation. That's it.
Was it just sort of the same issues that affected this team also in Sunset, or were there anything that kind of caught your eye in that regard?
No. Sunset is different case. For me, Sunset is like, even though we started to do a lot of Giga picks and blah, 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 I think the main issue was a communication. Like there is a perfect example that something is wrong. Like when we played second pistol, we played defense, and we got a triple flank. We had 5v3. Then PaperX push City. They trade City guys, and it's 3v3 or 4v3 doesn't matter. Everyone is screaming Viva to defuse Spike. He doesn't react. I don't know why. He's staying in front of the spike. It took him like 3-4 seconds to realize that everyone is calling him to defuse the spike, and it's like miscommunication that takes some time, like 3-4 seconds, let's say, but those 3-4 seconds are very crucial in some particular moments. I would say in most of the plays you have in Valorant, and this is just an example, and we had like many things like this during the sunset. And also, let me think. I don't think adaptation is a problem on sunset, but yeah, I would say it's just a communication problem, most of all.
Yeah. Yeah, and the broadcast caught you like being very animated, being like very passionate in your timeouts, and just explaining to the team, okay, you got to do this and this and that, just to get you guys back on the same level. Walk me through, the timeouts and what you would kind of say to the team in those times, when in those little time that you have.
So basically, when I pause, I usually point out some like major mistakes, like very important mistakes to fix ASAP. And like I would say I use half of the pause for that, and then another half of the pause I use for doing some calling. Mostly in attack, I do some calls like 2-3 rounds prior, and in defense, I just ask them to do some setup and blah blah blah, and then I maybe tell them like what is the main goal, our default that we have to use, and also I point out the like some trigger things from enemies that they do to understand where they want to feed.
And of course, and with this result, now you guys go down to the lower bracket of this group, awaiting the loser of the Giant X and Sentinels matchup, whoever it is that comes down. They're playing right now at the moment, so we're not sure right now who's going to be. But nevertheless, does it matter to you on who you guys face or not? Like when it comes to preference.
For me personally, it doesn't matter. I will take both matches, Sentinels or Giant X. Obviously, I won't rematch with Sentinels, but whatever gonna happen, whatever gonna drop to us, we will take it with respect, and we will we want to make sure we can finally win international match. And of course, our main goal is to qualify out of the groups for the playoffs.
With the format as it is in the VCT, and how this season turned out at the very end, it's not two Ascension teams qualified out of China and are in this competition. Your team is one of them, which is definitely a job well done on that. But nevertheless, just having to try to surpass DRG, do you feel like, this adds a lot of pressure to how you guys are performing or have to perform in this competition?
Personally, I think team mode is like we don't have that extra pressure. Of course we know that we are fighting for a VST slot now, but I don't think we have extra pressure because of DRG banking champions with us. Of course, I'm happy they also can represent China, and I think they step up a lot, comparing from stage 1 team to stage 2 team, and whatever better team gonna stay in VCT, and if someone gonna drop, we still have a chance. Like we or DRG have a chance to qualify back through Ascension.
Of course, and with that said, one more question. I want to make it very quick. Most important thing that you feel the team has to work on the most from now to the next match, what would that thing be?
That would be stop losing equals. We're gonna speak again how to play against equal.
Of course, well said on that. Hoyo, thank you so much once again for the interview. Really do appreciate it, and of course, hopefully you guys can bounce back in that next match. So thank you very much, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, that was Havoya.
feed went down. No. Oh, good.
Looks like the Zoom call lost feed once again, probably video and audio, so we can't really keep up with what's going on. So massive apologies on that.
Oh,
You're back. So, Sierra, you got the
Nice.
next question.
Oh,
I think they might have wanted a follow up if possible.
Okay.
may I?
Yes.
All right, cool. Just final question to Alex. The game felt like it had a lot of clutches in it, and there was a lot of individuals stepping up. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that generally? Like, is that a benefit? Is that something you guys want to work on more team dynamics? Because there's a couple moments where it did need to fall on one player specifically to step up in that moment.
I mean, normally when we go back and vote review, I usually look at the team fights a lot, so to speak. I mean, I don't know if we can call it that, but I try to make sure that we are making the right moves in these kind of moments. So yeah, we'll look at it. I think this time, although it looks like someone was clutching, having to clutch up, I think it's because like our first few, like the initial engagement, usually we do a little bit better on that moment. But bottom line is I felt that they were in the right place at the right time most of the time. We were aggressive on the map, and I think there's a lot of positives to take away from this. So I'll be looking at that mostly.
Like that insight. Thank you.
Thank you. Sierra, you got the next question.
Yeah, of course. Sierra Zoe again, and a freelance esports commentator. This question goes over to Devi. Obviously, PRX has been a long-time Sage user on Sunset, you in particular. So I was curious, how have you felt about the buffs, the increased wall and resurrection range, and have you found any fun implementations of it that you're allowed to share that we might see in the future?
I think for Sunset it's way easier for me to wall, especially the A if you're coming from the left side as attacker. And also you could do the cross wall from B main now, like how the old Sunset was. So I think it's good for me since I don't have to risk myself from dying now. And it's quite scary to wall the left side, like from A, like people can be like on top of the boxes and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely very good. And the rest also huge for Sage, I guess, since you can be further, you can pretend that you're on different spots since the rest could be from anywhere, now. So yeah, I mean, not super OP, but also good enough to use it for a certain map.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was the last question in the call, also in the room. So thank you, PRX, for being here with us, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You finished hot yet?
So that was the end of the PRX press conference. Unfortunately, because I had to do interviews with Devi and Khavoya of XLG, I wasn't able to capture everything. Still, I'm gonna be able to record or more so upload the recording of the press conference when it becomes available to me from the official channels that I am with. And so, thank you very much for coming in and watching the interviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one.